everybody, Minnesota Joe here, back again with another review for Monday Night Raw. So yeah, Raw last night, watched that as soon as I got home from work. If you're wondering about my outfit today, I work tonight, so I'm doing this right before I head to work. So that's why I look weird today, wearing a white shirt and my headband. That's my signature style at work. So yeah, that explains why. Just got back from the gym, and got my protein shake. Really need to build that body up. It's mocha flavored. I love it. But enough about me, and enough about working on my job. Let's get right into the most important thing, and that's Monday Night Raw. The Raw after the weirdest pay-per-view of the year. Yeah. First off, we get Kurt Angle coming out. He thanks everybody for performing Extreme Rules, and he says at least they're more dedicated than our Universal Champion. So Kurt is like, since Brock hasn't come out yet, I'm just gonna strip him, and then Paul Heyman interrupts him, and the fans are just booing the shit out of him. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes Brock. It's stupid. Like, I was listening to Wrestling Observer Live, and Brian Alvarez was pointing out that they literally made it so that their guy, Brock Lesnar, is like the most hated person in the company, and they're paying him $7 million a year. $7 million a year, and all you've done with him is made him the worst wrestler in the company. It's like, if I was paying a guy $7 million, I'd make him the top guy and everything. I'd have him hold all the titles for $7 million. But anyways, Heyman comes out, and it's like, Brock isn't here tonight, and Angle's like, well, fine, I guess we're gonna have to strip you. But then Paul's like, wait. He says, all you people have it wrong. He says Brock cares about being Universal Champion. What he wants to do is represent the WWE Universe in UFC by holding the Universal title around his waist as he goes in and wins the UFC heavyweight title. Just like Kurt Angle did when he came to WWF with a gold medal around his waist. And Kurt Angle's just like, well, that's pretty noble of Brock, but but that doesn't change the fact that I want him to perform at SummerSlam or bust. Paul says, alright, fine, Brock will defend the title at SummerSlam, and the fans boo because they wanted him to get the title stripped. And the booking's stupid. The fans, they don't want Brock anymore. Heyman's like, but who's going to be the challenger? Then Bobby Lashley comes out, and he said he wanted to accomplish 2 goals. He accomplished one, and that was beating Roman Reigns, and his second one is facing Brock Lesnar, which I actually really want to see, because I like Bobby Lashley, and I like watching Brock Lesnar, when he gives a shit, and I think this would be an awesome match if both guys care, and it'd be great. Next, Drew McIntyre comes out, and he says, I came here and I wanted to help Dolph Ziggler hold on to the Intercontinental title. Now it's my turn to hold the Universal title. And the fans go nuts. I'm like, yeah. And Seth comes out. He says he should be the contender. And Elias comes out, and he says, yeah, I should be Universal Champ. And also, don't forget, July 23rd, my debut album comes out. Which I guess is true, and that's awesome. Sorry if you hear me drink another mic. Finn comes out and says he wants his rematch. And I want my rematch. I was the first Universal Champion. And then Party Pooper Roman comes out. And he says he doesn't care about Brock. He wants to fight tonight. I'm like, what? So why'd you come out then? This is all about arguing about Brock. Why don't you, if you don't care about Brock, then this storyline makes no sense. So Kurt Angle sets up 2 triple threat matches, and the winner will face next week for the #1 contendership. Whoever wins those triple threats. And the first one starts right now. So Kurt's backstage. Corbin comes up and says, "You're not authorized to do that, And like then he's like, why ain't I in the triple threat? And Krangle's like, because you didn't earn it. And Corbin's like, oh, and Finn Balor does? And he's like, Finn beat you last night, which is true, Baron, you fucking idiot. Say, so what's the point of Baron Corbin? He looks dumb. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, don't you understand that you lost? Doesn't make sense. Next is the first triple threat match, which is Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. The three guys who came out in ring gear, by the way. The rest of the guys came out in like street clothes, so it was obvious who's going to be the first match. It starts off with Roman and Drew locking up and just trying to overpower each other. But Finn then goes for a roll-up. Drew, he takes both guys down with the clothesline. McIntyre and Reigns, they get taken out to the outside, and then Finn does a suicide dive onto both of them, which looked awesome. Drew is in control, and Drew, Cole and Corey were saying that Drew should be a future Universal Champion. So I mean, they're kind of putting that idea in your head that he should be Universal Champion eventually. Which I'm like, yeah, he should be a Universal Champion. Like, if not now, later. Like probably within the next year, I'd say he should be in that. Having like matches, like when Roman's the Universal Champion and he's controlling, I think him and Drew would have a pretty fun feud, even if Drew doesn't win. I mean, I just like to see Drew McIntyre. Yeah. So Finn and Roman, they eventually get Drew down, and then Finn attacks Roman, and they're fighting, and then Drew McIntyre does a suicide dive over the top rope just like Finn Balor does. I'm like, oh my god, that was awesome. I'm like, how is this guy not like the most number one guy in the company? He's like what, 6'5", 6'6", probably like 250, and he's flying over the top rope like it's nothing. I'm like, oh my god, Drew McIntyre's the best. Then Finn goes after Drew and hits a double stomp to the back of his head, and then he's going for the coup de grace on Roman, and Drew hits him with a chair. And Drew goes to hit Roman with the chair, and Roman stops him. And there's a near fall on Roman Reigns for the break. Drew hits a spine buster after Roman tries a Superman punch. Balor comes in and starts whacking people with the chair. He goes over to Roman Reigns at the chair and just starts beating him and beating him and beating him, kind of showing that Finn's like frustrated. He wants that Universal title opportunity. It's a little heelish, it looks like, which I think heel Balor would be pretty awesome, especially if they make him like Prince Devitt. But I mean, I don't think that was kind of meant to be a heel thing. I think it's kind of more like the story of Finn's frustrated. He wants that opportunity. He's been screwed out of his opportunity, his rematch, for months and months. He deserves it. And there's a super punch on Finn for a near fall. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a brawling on the outside. Finn is beating up Drew McIntyre, but then he jumps out of the way as soon as Roman Reigns comes through to spear Drew McIntyre on the outside. See, Balor, he gets another coup de grace on Roman. 1, 2, and then Drew pulls him out of the ring and throws him into the chair. All three guys get back in the ring, and they're all like, fighting. Drew goes for a Claymore kick on Roman, but it hits Finn Balor, and then Drew gets thrown out, and Roman hits a spear on Balor for the win. And it was a great match to open the show. It got me hyped. I'm like, yes, this is awesome. Yeah, I love this match, man. I mean, this could have been on a pay-per-view. It was that good. Put pay-per-view for the Universal title. I'm kind of... I kind of feel like Roman's going to win next week, and they're going to do that Brock Roman match, and hopefully this is the one that he wins. Well, actually, okay, I'll think about the prediction. But, I mean, if that's what happens, he better win, because I want that title off Brock, like everybody else. Like, not because Brock's a bad performer. It's just that they booked him so bad. It's like he needs to go away for a while. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Okay. Next is Bailey and Kurt in the office. Kurt is asking about the counseling, Bailey says, I tried, but it didn't work, you know. Basically, Kurt just puts them in a tag match and says if they don't work together, one of them's going to be traded. Now I finished my protein shake. Let me get ready. This is the worst feud of 2018. I'll get more into it when the match happens in the post-match. But this is the worst feud of 2018. With two women I love. I love Bailey. I love Sasha Banks. I love both of them. They should have an awesome feud, but you messed it up. Next is a Dolph promo. He says he's the Iron Man. You know, he says he's like Black Sabbath and Tony Stark because he's Iron Man. And he respects Seth, but Seth's no Dolph. Bobby Roode interrupts and says Drew is the reason. What's the reason Seth lost? And Dolph's like, well, you were just sitting on the sidelines. And Roode's like, yeah, I was, and it's not fun, but I want to face you right now for that. How about you show us how good a champion you are? And Dolph says no, and then Bobby says he's a coward, and he's like, all right. So then we get into match 2 with Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode. And Dolph says at first, he's like, oh, wait. I said I'd give you a match. I won't give you a title match. And so, yeah, no title match. Starts off with back and forth. They're trading the headlocks. Bobby, he takes control for a bit. Dolph, he gets Roode outside, starts to take advantage. Dolph's kind of like headlocking and all this for a while, and then Bobby gets a bit of a comeback until Dolph puts him back into before the break, and then after the break, Dolph has him back in a sleeper hold, and Bobby's fighting back and Drew's fighting back, and now just keep talking about how great the main event was, even though it was a big mess. It's like, great main event. I'm like, hey, look, I kind of want to go back a little bit on that main event. I was talking about how I gave it an 8 out of 10. I don't know, I was just so wanting this match to be good that it's kind of blind to see that it really wasn't that great. It shouldn't have been the main event, honestly. Fans weren't into it, and Dolph and Seth were really... It wasn't as good as it could have been. There's lots of points where it was just like a 4-minute break where they're in putting each other in sleepers and stuff, and I'm like... And also the falls were kind of a lot. It wasn't that crazy. I think that the Lesnar and Angle Iron Man match on SmackDown in 2003 was really good. That's probably my favorite Iron Man match of all time. It's so good. But yeah, I don't know, this one wasn't that great. But the fans made it the best match of all time because it was Kevin Dunn versus the fans, and when I first was watching, I was so confused, but then I learned about they took the clock away, the fans got mad, and then they're just counting down from 10 and just fighting Kevin Dunn, and Kevin Dunn's like, fine, I'll put the clock back up, biggest pop of the night, just crazy stuff like that. It's awesome. But yeah. Glorious DDT attempt leads to a near fall by Dolph after he rolls him up. Zigzag for a near fall. Surprised that was Bobby kicked out there. There's a spine buster for a near fall. Another failed zigzag, but Dolph gets a super kick for the win. It was a good match, and Bobby Roode looks pretty good after. I don't know if they're going to do anything with these guys after this. Bobby's kind of just been a lower mid-card guy for a while, which is a damn shame because he's so good at his job. I saw him as WWE or Universal Champion eventually, like a great heel champion like he was in NXT. He's just I'm the best, I'm glorious, and he just keeps winning by bullshit. But you know what, he's wearing suits. He could have been a new Ric Flair. He has the robe, he has the personality, he's got good skill in the ring. It's just he could have really been fantastic, but they've done nothing with him. And it's such a damn shame. He could be top guy right now. Next, Byron's backstage. Mojo comes up to give him shit. And then Mojo comes out for his match against Tyler Breeze. Coach can't stop. Coach, he's like, I forgot my word of the day in the first hour. Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, shut up, Coach. I love watching Michael Cole and Corey Graves give Coach shit. It's like, when Michael Cole is telling you to shut your mouth, like, you're pathetic, bro. Coach is the worst announcer I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Like, he's the worst at his job. I just don't like him. Alright, so Mojo, he kills Breeze, and Tyler, he went flying after a shoulder tackle, which looked pretty cool. There's chin locks, which I don't get. Breeze, he tries to fight, but he gets murdered. Alabama slam for the win, squash. And Coach acts impressed because Mojo beat Tyler Breeze. I could probably beat Tyler Breeze. Like, sure, I mean, I like Tyler Breeze when he's a fan, like, Breezango, but I mean, it's like, come on, man, it's like, when he's by himself, he's just a jobber. It's not like he's impressive. Even as a tag team, they were more like, besides that one point, they were like, put in the tag title scene, it was just like they were jobbers. So, I mean, it's not that impressive, Coach. Next, we get my least favorite match of the night. Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox versus Bayley and Sasha. Bayley and Fox start. Fox, she's distracts, and Brooke attacks Bayley, and Bayley comes back, and we end up being Brooke. Bayley gets cut off. Sasha is they're beating up Bayley. Then Sasha comes and beats them up and it leads to a DQ by Sasha. Bad. Sasha Bayley backstage. Sasha's throwing her stuff in her bag, and Bayley's like, I want answers. Why are you doing this? Why, Sasha? Why do you do this? And Sasha is like, I just don't want to see other people beat you up. It's like, because I care about how good of a person you are, and you're a great friend, blah, 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 and I love you. And I was joking when I said, oh, wouldn't it be funny if they got back together after this breakup? Well, who knows? I was just joking around, like, this is probably going to be they get back together. I'm going to punch somebody. This is the worst feud of all time. I don't even care. No, not 2018. All-time worst feud. I don't want to watch a feud where people break up, get back together, break up, get back together. It's like, why don't I watch this drama? I want to watch wrestling. I want to watch two people want to get in the ring and beat each other's asses. When the Mega Powers exploded, they exploded. When, let's see. Who else? Oh, when Shawn Michaels kicked Mari Jannetty through the barbershop window, that was it for their friendship. What's this? What's this bullshit? It's like, look, I get it. They could become friends again eventually, and I'd be cool with that. You just need to have that feud, though. Like, Kenny and Kota Ibushi were split apart for like years, and then when they finally got back together, it was such a big deal. What I would have done is I would have had Bayley, and Sasha be friends, and then they, Sasha just wants that title, so she gets so into that title, and they both want that title. And Bayley's like, but Sasha, we're still friends and all that. And Sasha betrays her, and Bayley snaps and says, fine, I'm done. And then they just fight and fight and fight. Maybe they even fight for a #1 contendership spot. It's just this feud goes on and on. They're just so intense. And they stop. After one of them wins. They don't speak to each other. They avoid each other for years. And then, a couple years down the line, one of them's getting attacked by a bunch of heels or something in like an angle. The other one runs out, saves the day. They look at each other. and they hug it out. Like Kane, Daniel Bryan, like Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega. Like many great tag teams getting back together. But no. We have to do a stupid ass storyline where it's they don't know if they want to be friends or not. And they go to a stupid Dr. Shelby's office. I'm done with this feud. They killed Sasha. They killed Bayley. I don't care about either of them. They have to take everything I like and ruin it. This is what this company does. They hate me. Next is a Braun interview. Braun, JoJo's like, do you have any regrets, Braun? Braun's like, wait, no, it's Renee. Renee's like, do you have any regrets? Braun says, I do have one. Not congratulating Kevin Owens on his victory last night. Ha ha ha. Which I thought was kind of funny. And, yeah, Kevin Owens, he's going to be out. He wasn't on this show. And, yeah, they said he has bruised everything. So, yeah, at least they let him stay home. Because even though there's a cushion under that table, apparently, like, and I did think that was awesome that they did that. But, I mean, it's like, man, Kevin really looked hurt there. And it's good that they gave him a couple, like at least a week off after that. He deserves that. I mean, man. But Kevin Owens, what a hell of a performer. Braun, he says that he has money in the bank, so that's why he wasn't in on that, qualify for the SummerSlam match. He says, I'm going to go in at SummerSlam and take that title no matter who has it, because I got a briefcase that says I can. It's like, that's awesome. So Braun, lurking in the shadows over SummerSlam, that's going to be a big thing going into SummerSlam. It's like, is Braun going to cash in? Is he going to wait? What's going to happen? Who's going to be the guy he cashes in on? Is it going to be Bobby? Is it going to be Roman? Is it going to be, whoever? Brock? Whatever. Next is B-Team versus The Ascension. They show B-Team last night celebrating throughout the whole entire night to like the kickoff panel to everything. Just running around with the titles and celebrating. And it's nice to see that Curtis Axel has the title. Who I did congratulate on Twitter. Like I retweeted like one of the things that showed them with the titles, and I said, "Hey, congratulations, Axel, Skull Axel, bringing home the title to the greatest state in the Union." And he gave me a like on that. I was like, "Oh, I got a like from Curtis Axel." That warmed my heart. I like Curtis now. I'm like, you're cool with me, Curtis. So yeah. They get in, and it's weird because they get in the ring, and then we come back. The match is already starting. Ascension's in there with the control. And Bowie gets that momentum back immediately. Revival are watching the match. B-Team, they got good chemistry, I'd say, as a tag team. And, they do all their moves, and they win. Kind of competitive squash match. A little bit of competitiveness. I don't know what it was like during the break. Next, the Leaders of Worlds interrupt them after they win their match and say they're doing their rematch clause next week and they're going to win their titles back and delete them. Next, we get Alexa promo. She says she defied the odds with so many run-ins and all that. Says she wrote the last chapter of her and Nia's story, and she's beaten every woman in that locker room. People are chanting Ronda Rousey, and she's like, that overhyped rookie doesn't count. And Ronda then comes through the crowd, and Alexa runs away. She's running up the ramp, and Ronda, she gets down the stairs, and then she runs all the way around, gets to the stage right like before them. I'm like, man, Ronda's freaking fast. It's kind of scary. She kills Mickey, and Alexa, is trying to pull her out of the ring to save her, and Ronda, they're running away, and Ronda beats up all the referees, and then beats up, and then grabs Alexa and is trying to beat the shit out of her. She judo kicks her, and she judo flips her, which was awesome, and about to put the armbar in, and Kurt's like, stop. And she says, Ronda, you're suspended. You need to go home. Corbin says, Ronda needs to be reprimanded. He needs to be reprimanded. Stephanie needs to be mad. Kurt says, alright, I'll add a week. And she's like, a week? I'm going to call her right now. Oh, I left my phone in the office. I'm going to get it. And Kurt's like, I think he's looking for this. And he says, which made me kind of laugh because I think I got rid of Baron. Kurt says, listen, go home, serve out the rest of your suspension, and you're going to have a match with Alexa. And it's not just any normal match. It's going to be for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam. And Alexa's like, what? No! And I'm excited. I like Ronda, man. I think Ronda is now my new favorite woman on the roster because she's booked so well. And they're keeping her special, which is great. It's like Ronda, I'm like, yeah, she's doing a great job. And she surprised me a lot. Like, the match at Mania was impressive. Like, her stuff was really good. And I'm like, wow, I mean, this is like basically her first match in a wrestling ring, so that's awesome. Then and I was like, at Money in the Bank, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be good. I wasn't really sure if Ronda was going to do good or not. She did a great job. I thought Ronda did a really good job in that match. Really showing that, you know what, she's got this down. And I think she takes to it like a natural, and I hope her and Alexa do put on a really good match at SummerSlam, and Ronda wins. Because I really like Ronda Rousey, and they need to keep her special, and yeah, I love Ronda. Seth interview, he says that, last night there's no excuses. It wasn't his night, but tonight is, the night after that, and every night after that until he wins that Universal Championship. And he says he'll face Roman next week, and he's like, even though he's my brother and my friend, he's like, he knows that I'm going to come after that. I want that Universal title. I'm going to do my best, and I'm sure Roman would say the same. Seth is the best. Next is Authors of Pain versus Titus Worldwide. We've seen this match before. They take out both guys really early. Apollo tries to do something, but AOP just destroys him. They double team him. Last chapter for the win. Squash. It was a good squash match. Really makes AOP look awesome. Match 7, Sarah Logan versus Ember Moon. Ember Moon just keeps having to face these women over and 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 over again, I guess. But this time Sarah Logan, so I guess okay. Obviously with Liv Morgan. And Logan, she's showing off her power, and now his team just won't shut up about everything. They're just talking random crap. I forgot what they were talking about, but I just know it annoyed me. I just keep trying to tune it out. It's just like I hear wah 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 wah. Liv Morgan, she's looking crazy on the outside. She slaps Ember and Logan gets a near fall. Logan hits a really good suplex. Like, it was pretty cool looking. Like, I don't know what it was called, but they gave a name to it, but it was a nice looking suplex. Logan looks really good in this match. They do some mat wrestling, and Ember, comes back, hits her with a right hand. She's doing her comeback, and she's about to go for the Eclipse, and Liv gets on the apron to distract. Liv tries to distract her. Ember hits a super kick for a near fall, suicide dive. Liv distracts one more time, and this was the one where Ember was about to go for the Eclipse, and then Logan throws her down and pins her. It's a great showing for Sarah Logan, and the ending was a little anticlimactic because it wasn't really it was like she just threw her off the top and that was it. I'm like, that's weird, no finisher, just okay, whatever. Next is the main event of Elias versus Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley. Elias, he does a concert in the ring, and he's like, hello, I am Elias. Sorry, I got a little depressed because I realized I was in Buffalo, and the whole crowd boos the shit out of him. Elias is my favorite. I want him and SCU, man, to team up. That'd be great. He's like, everyone here can be saved next week when my album comes out. Just won't shut up about his album. I am going to check out his album because he's so because he's so excited about it. I think Elias is probably one of the best characters in wrestling right now. I love him. Um, Elias, he does this song where he's talking about he's going to beat Brock Lesnar. He's making fun of Bobby. He's making fun of Seth. He says, I'd be Intercontinental Champ right now if Seth didn't cheat. Seth interrupts him, which heel. How dare you interrupt the greatest music artist of our generation. And it goes into a commercial. We get back to commercial. Bobby makes his entrance. And while Bobby's getting out of the ring, Elias attacks Seth Rollins. And Elias just, backs up. This is before the bell rings and all that. And, Seth's like, I'm good. And then bell rings. Elias goes for Seth again. And Bobby then destroys Elias. And then Seth does. Seth and Bobby, they start fighting for a little bit, which was pretty good. The coach said Elias is his superstar of the year, which I'm like, he's your superstar of the year? It's like, look, I mean, I love Elias too, but I mean, in kayfabe, he's a loser. He lost, so many times. He's lost, basically all his matches. I'm like, Coach, you're such a gimmick. I'm tired of Coach. I'm tired of him. Lashley is showing off his dominance by just dominating this whole entire match. But Seth, he gets this, a nice drop kick in to get control back. Elias hits Bobby in the knee in the face and knee to face. Elias, he does a Hurricane Run after Seth goes for a powerbomb. Seth puts Seth as in some headlocks. Bobby comes back in to kill everybody again, showing off his power and athleticism. He goes to spear Elias, and Elias gets out of the way, and he goes into the post. Elias goes for an elbow for a near fall on Bobby Lashley, and then Seth hits a frog splash. Elias grabs him, throws him out. Another kick out by Bobby. Seth gets control for a bit. He hits a blockbuster on Elias for a near fall. He buckle bombs Lashley and suplex Falcon Arrow combo for Elias. Hits a suicide dive on both guys. Hits one on Bobby, runs back in, hits Elias. Seth is one of the most intense wrestlers ever. I love him. Stomp onto Elias, but then Lashley breaks it up. Rollins and Lashley go with the elbows for a bit. Vertical suplex on Seth. Elias gets back in, speared, and Lashley wins. Great triple threat match. That was a really good way to end the show. I hope that the match next week is really good between him and Roman. Maybe even better than their one at Extreme Rules, which I thought was pretty good. I think it could be a good match again. The fans are starting to get behind Bobby, it seems like, so that's good. And they're still obviously going to boo Roman, but you get them in there. As soon as the bell rings, they have to go at 100 miles per hour. There's no walking around taunting, I think. That you can't do that. It has to be the most intense Raw match ever. That's what you gotta do, guys. Overall, I said it's a fine show. Opener and main event were the best parts. Middle left a lot to be desired. I'd say watch the beginning and the end. Dolph and Bobby was okay, but the crowd didn't even seem into it that much, so it was like... So yeah, that one wasn't that great. The crowd wasn't into it. B-Team just doing a squash. Lots of squash matches. The Bayley-Sasha thing was awful. Worst feud of the year, and maybe all time. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. I really thought it was good. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say I regret watching it. It didn't feel like a drag like most weeks, and yeah, I would. I wouldn't say better than G1 or whatever that's going on. It's not as good as that, but it gets me kind of hyped up for SummerSlam. You know, it's nice to see that we're going to get Brock versus either Bobby or Roman. Hopefully it's Bobby, but I mean, you know what? I'm going to say it's going to be Bobby. I think Bobby's going to get in there. No, actually, you know what? My prediction probably would be Roman wins next week, and they're going to do Roman Brock. Roman's finally going to get his win, then Braun's going to come in and take that title off him. I think that's what's going to happen. Because, I mean, might as well just get this Roman thing over with, and maybe then book Lashley Lesnar for Survivor Series or something like that. I'd like to see that match, because I'd like to see that match one time, which is why I want Bobby to win and go to SummerSlam. But I know that they want Roman to beat the guy to beat Brock, so I feel like this is going to be Brock's last defense, maybe. I mean, because you got Roman there, and then you got Strowman. It's like, and then you got Lashley. It's like, and Brock wants to go to UFC. He probably wants to train for his UFC stuff, and big part of training is probably, you know, not doing bumps in wrestling. So I feel like there's gonna be a lot of stuff like that going on. I think this is gonna be Brock's last defense, and I hope so, because I'm tired of Brock Lesnar. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this great show of mine, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Like it, subscribe, tell me what you thought of Raw. I don't care. Do what you want, man. It's a free platform for me and for you guys to say whatever the hell you want about wrestling, whether you love Raw, you hate it, or blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Love all you guys. You're the best. Best fans ever. Better than WWE fans, because at least you guys don't boo me. But I mean, sure, I don't got many fans. It's like 5. But I don't give a shit. Yeah. So that's the end of the show. Have a good day, guys. Peace.